Hello, welcome back to Foos Entertainment for our next review, which is of 2024's The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Now, I know some people will say, well, how is that a spy movie? Oh, it's definitely a spy movie. It doesn't want you to think it's a spy movie, but it's definitely a spy movie. Are we talking about the plot of the film, the Royal's opinion of the film, my opinion of the film, talk about the quality, and when it comes down to talk about trivia, I didn't do that with Operation Fortune because I just think that it didn't matter. But with this one, trivia about the movie actually does matter. So I'll be talking about that, and of course, giving the film a ranking. Directed and co-written by Guy Ritchie, this action comedy tells the incredible untold true story of the first ever Special Forces organization formed during World War II by UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill and a small group of military officers, including Officer Ian Fleming's top Asian combat unit, comprised of a Monte crew of rogue and mavericks led by Guy March Phillips, played by Henry Cavill, goes on a daring mission against the Nazis using unconventional and ungentlemanly fighting techniques. Ultimately, the task force approach changed the course of the war and led to the foundation for the British Special Air Service in modern black operations warfare. So this is actually based off of a true story too. Now, the Royal's opinion. Do you know those action movies that come out every year that are really, really, really good, but yet nobody notices those? Well, that's kind of what happened with this film. And so the reason why you don't hear about this one all that much is because a lot of people just didn't notice the film, which is a very big shame. And so there's really not much of a Royal's opinion about this movie. But I have talked to some people who did see this movie, and I can tell you their opinion. It's kind of just like a substitute for the Royal's opinion, because I haven't seen anybody review this film yet. Now, Brent, I've been a very, very busy man. I've been reviewing stuff a lot. So maybe there are reviews of this movie, but I just haven't come across it yet. Maybe I will come across it now since I'm reviewing it. We'll find out. This is what people I've talked to have to say about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. They love this movie. They thought it was a very catchy, very creative, very awesome and very entertaining combination of a war film, a spy film, and a comedy. And they just love it, and people respect because some of my friends, a good amount of them, to be told, are actually veterans, and some of them are not, I wouldn't call it special forces, but they were infantry. You know, they were a little bit more than just a regular soldier. And there's actually one person I will actually go ahead and say that I miss was a true brother of mine named Joshua, who actually was a special forces operative. He was no longer with us. He died a few years ago. That would have loved to have watched this movie with me. And so I hope that when I watched this movie, brother, I hope you watched it with me. And my opinion of the film. I absolutely love this movie. This movie's awesome. It's another one of those fun movies. It's another one of them. I mean, like I said, when a guy originally makes a spy movie or anything like a spy movie, it's just so wonderful to watch. And you just can't help but want to watch it again and again and again and again. And that's certainly the case with this movie, just like it was with the last two films I reviewed, which is Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Operation Fortune. Again, this is just like those two movies. You just can't help but want to watch it again and again and again. You just want to return to it all the time. It's just such a fun movie. Now let's talk about the trivia, because the trivia is actually very, very interesting about this one. It is very true that, yeah, Ian Fleming's actually is a character in this film. But what's interesting about it is that people don't often know this about Ian Fleming's, but Ian Fleming's actually was a spy in real life. He actually did work with military intelligence before going ahead and being the advisor to Winston Churchill, which pretty much led to basically what this movie's about, which is the creation of black operations and special forces as we know it. We wouldn't have special forces or black operations if it weren't for what these brave men did. Now, what's even more interesting about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is the main character, Gus March Phillips. Gus March Phillips, the actual historical soldier in War Hero, who unfortunately in real life actually died and got killed in action on another mission similar to this one, about roughly 7 or something like 7 years after the events of this movie. But what's crazy and cool about the character and about the real life person, Gus March Phillips, is that Ian Fleming's quite literally based James Bond's personality. Yeah, he actually based James Bond's personality in his whole, kind of stick of like, oh, I will only follow orders when I agree with them. If I don't agree with them, I will be insubordinate, but I will do what's right. Because that's what I believe. I believe in what's right. I don't believe in what you believe in. I believe in what is right. And doing the right thing. I don't care if you agree or not type of attitude. That came from Gus March Phillips, who was played by Henry Cavill in this film. That's where it came from. That's where the whole personality and all the little perks that Bond has in the novels and in the films. That's where it came from. Was from the real life war hero Gus March Phillips. And so, at this point, let's see. Before we talk about the audio video quality. All right. At this point, Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson. Henry Cavill's played a rogue double agent spy in Mission Impossible Fallout. He's played Napoleon Solo in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He's played Argyle, super spy. And he's quite literally played the man that James Bond is literally modeled after. Again, enough with the BS, Eon Productions. Hire him as James Bond. Now let's talk about the audio and video quality of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. This is very reference quality as well. Much like Operation Fortune. I see Operation Fortune's a little bit better than this when it comes to Dolby Vision use. But this film looks incredible. Very well done. And in Dolby Atmos is not near reference quality. It is reference quality. There's so much going on in this Dolby Atmos sound presentation. I just absolutely love it. So for people that didn't notice this movie coming out, probably didn't even know about it until you probably tuned in to watch this video, you will love this movie. You don't have to be a spy fan. You have to be a James Bond fan. You have to have any interest in how James Bond actually was made. You have to have any interest in that at all. You don't have to be a fan of special forces or stuff like that. This movie is quite literally designed for anybody. It has your comedy. It has your action. It's a historical movie. This is based off of a real, true story. Everything that happens in this movie actually happened. And it's a war epic film. So there's a little bit of everything in this movie for everybody. Just don't have your children watch it. It is quite graphically violent. Well, that's so I gotta say about the film itself. Now let's give the film a ranking. Oh, this is definitely a rock solid 4 stars for me, for sure. I can't find any problems with this movie at all. In fact, I can't talk about how much I like this movie and all the good things about it. So obviously, it gets a 4-star perfect rating. This is a perfect film for me. And that's all I have for today. I will see you guys tomorrow for the last 4 reviews I'll be doing for November. And I will be doing these ones, and I can tell you that these 4 films I really do enjoy a lot. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Until then.